Hello and welcome to another episode of Mindful Conversation series in my podcast, the Anuj Kapoor Talk Show. I'm your host, Anuj, and in this special series I'm doing, we will deep dive into the topics dedicated to mental health and mindfulness. Um, Mindfulness or mental health has become such a important topic in today's lives, and uh, I've seen people not talking about it, about mental health and stuff. We take care a lot about our physical health, but if once it comes to mental health, we generally tend to stay quiet. But it shouldn't be like that, because our mind is also very important organ, a very important part of a body. So it is very important for us to take care of our mind along with the other body parts, our heart, our lungs, liver. Along with that, our mind is also very important. So in this series that I'm doing, we I will be inviting a couple of guests who will talk about each and every aspect that will help you in keeping your mind healthy. And for that, in a world where mental well-being is so very important as physical health, understanding how mindfulness strengthens our mind-body connection has never been more essential. And in this episode today, we will explore how our emotions uh, affect our physical health, how to recognize stress signals from the body, and how simple practices like body scans can help us reconnect with ourselves and stay grounded in the present moment. Joining me today to talk about this is Manika Sambhor, who is a mindfulness practitioner, a life coach, NLP practitioner, and mental wellness facilitator with over 10 years of experience. She helps individuals unlock their true potential, build emotional resilience, and lead more fulfilling lives through mindfulness, meditation, and powerful NLP techniques. So, let's get started with the episode. So, first of all, hello, Manika. Thank you so much for giving me your time and joining with me in this podcast, in this episode of Mindful Conversation series. Pleasure to have you here. Thank you for your time. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Anuj. I'm truly delighted to share this space and have this important conversation with you.
Sure, thank you. Yeah, I believe yes. To the audience, this is a new series that I'm starting, and hoping where that you get a lot of inputs from Manika, and welcome Manika to this episode. So, Manika, before we begin, could you just briefly share your journey, how it has been like about mindfulness? And what really inspired you to explore that mind body connection? Yep.
Sure. So, my journey into mindfulness began almost over a decade ago during a stressful phase in my professional life. So, I was
Right.
all overwhelmed and burnt out. That's
Mhm.
when I started exploring about meditation and NLP techniques. So, what
Right.
I realized slowly, I realized that we just tend to ignore our body, and our body gives us a lot of signals, and how these small mindfulness practices can bring a lot of clarity and a lot of calm in your life. So I believe that understanding these mind and body connection is very essential for everybody, so that they can live a more peaceful life.
Right. Okay. Yep. Thank you. Thank you for that short and sweet introduction. It was really great. So, Monica,
Thank you.
what really mind body connection mean? And I mean, why is it vital today in today's times? You see, there's so much of emotional outbursts, and with that, there's so much of competition. Do you see it is important in today's time? Yeah.
So mind body connection is all about how our thoughts, our feelings, and our like emotions and our physical health influence each other. So in
Right.
today's fast paced, high stress racing world, what I
True.
believe that this connection is more important to us. So it actually takes a toll on our health, and we don't even realize. So there is a loop between this mind and body connection, on and on. So sometimes we just need to reflect on it, and we need to take certain actions and get over them.
Okay. Okay. Sure. Sure. Thank you so much for that, for sharing your insight on that. But how does a mental state basically affect our physical health, and is it the same for vice versa as well? Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So basically, when we are mentally stressed, so what happens, it reacts hormone changes are there. For example, stress hormone is there, like cortisol, which actually creates a lot of issues like sleep disorder, fatigue. A lot of time we feel that burnt out in our bodies. And talking about vice versa is like when we are emotionally drained out. So what happens is it affects our mood, it affects our focus, it affects our emotional resilience. So there is definitely a connection between both the things, and yes, it impacts our health completely.
Okay. So, does mindfulness play any role in strengthening the bond between our mind and body?
Absolutely, absolutely. Mindfulness is something which makes you more aware and keeps you in the present moment. So, suppose there's any kind of changes which are happening in your body. So, by practicing mindfulness, you get a clarity. You tend to get a clarity to control over it. So, it helps you to take a pause and reflect, and it definitely helps you overall in understanding what signals your body is giving you.
Okay. Okay. Right. So, are there any common signals our body is giving us that we we often tend to overlook when we are stressed or like emotionally overwhelmed by doing a certain task? Are there any common kind of signals that our body is giving? Yeah.
Yes. So sometimes we get signals like headaches,
Hmm.
then there are digestive issues, then
Hmm.
even general fatigue is there. So sometimes there's tightness in the chest. So there are a lot of signals which our body keeps giving us. It's just that we tend to overlook them, or sometimes we suppress them, due to which we make them even bigger. So it is very important to understand these signals at a very early stage, so that we can detect them, and we can, at a very early stage, we can take actions and get over them.
Okay. Okay. Sure. Thank you. And my next question is that can an emotional suppression or chronic stress manifest as a physical illness? I mean, how can people begin to realize this pretty early? I mean, yeah, based on your
Yes.
experience, yeah.
Yes. So a lot of times what happens is this chronic stress and unprocessed emotions, they manifest into high blood pressure or into
Mhm.
hormonal imbalances, or sometimes even autoimmune diseases are there, conditions are there.
Right.
So what we need to do is, in order to detect it early, is we need to check on a daily basis. What we can do is we can always ask ourselves how we are feeling, which we usually don't do. So what practices we can do is, maybe we can do a full body scan, we can do journaling, we can even take some mindful breaths, which will help us in understanding what exactly is happening, and it will help us in detecting the issues at an early stage.
Right. I think you talked about journaling. I mean, personally speaking, I think that
Yes.
really helps. I have tried it myself as well.
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
you,
Yes,
uh,
even I do practice it.
okay. Okay. So, anything,
Yes.
I think journaling, I tried practicing it, but it doesn't happen on a daily basis, frankly speaking. One day I do, and next day it's
So
like
one has to
I
be
procrastinate.
consistent in it.
So,
I
any tips from
understand.
your side? I mean, that you
See,
can,
I
yeah.
would just suggest you that what you can do is you can fix a time for it. So probably what
Hmm.
I do is I do it before sleeping. So for example, you've decided that 15 minutes before sleeping, I have to do it. You can set a timer for it. And every day you can just check on your emotions. You can put it down, pen it down, and then you can reflect over it. So it will take some time. Of course, it might take like 1 month or 2 months to understand. But then once you'll get addicted to it, you'll feel very relieved, very relaxed if you'll practice it. So you need to be consistent with it, but you will definitely get awesome results from it.
Okay.
Try
Right.
doing it,
Right.
because it took me a
Yes.
while to develop this habit when I started it at an initial stage. But now, since I've become habitual of it, so I just can't sleep
Yes.
without writing my journal.
Yes, I have seen a lot of videos, maybe on Instagram or anything, some influencers talking about journaling. Journaling is it's a good practice, probably, especially from the field that I
It's a
come in.
beautiful
Yeah,
practice,
right.
because
Yes.
a lot of times we
Hmm.
hesitate in expressing all our deepest emotions with people. So
True.
when we put them in a journal, we feel much more light. So what you
Hmm.
can do is you can obviously check on your emotions on a daily basis, and after a week's time, you can probably check with what kind of emotions you had during the week. It will give you a clarity, and it will help you to understand what your body is demanding, like which emotion is more and which emotion requires more attention.
Right. So, is there any kind of a template that you can suggest, or maybe we can, because I see there a lot in the market. Also, there are a lot of uh, you see those fancy journalists,
Yes, there are a
journalists.
lot of
Yeah.
them available.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yes, but I just believe in writing in my notebook. So I have made it
Okay.
like a best friend of mine. I've decorated that notebook of mine in which I've written it's my best friend, and I put all my thoughts in it. So you can simply start with a just by buying a simple notebook and a pen. You can put the
Right.
date on top, and you can just pen it down. You don't require anything
Yes.
fancy for it.
Yes.
You
Yes.
just need to be
Exactly.
consistent.
Exactly. That's what I feel is that no need to spend a lot of those money on the fancy journals that are available.
Correct,
Just a
correct.
simple plain diary is enough.
Mhm.
The main crux is consistency
Right.
is important over here. That's what I also believe. True.
Right,
True. Exactly.
absolutely. Even
True.
in phone nowadays, there are a lot of apps available in which you can write down, but it's a personal choice. I believe when you write down the things,
Hmm.
it has a different impact on your brain when you put it down, because when we write things, there is a kind of energy which gets released from our hands. So I
True.
believe in writing more than just digitally writing my journey.
Right. Exactly. Uh, so what? Uh, Going on to next question. What are
Yes.
typical changes people generally notice in their daily life once they start the mind body practice? Do they kind of witness any particular changes in their daily life?
Yes. Most of the people, what they report is that they feel that their has become more improved. So there is a
Mhm.
better quality of sleep, and they feel more calmer. They also respond more thoughtfully a more in a more responding way instead of just reacting impulsively. This is one thing which people have reported. Apart from this, what people report is generally they feel more focused, they feel more emotionally stable. So there are lots of benefits of it. I mean, list can go on and on. It depends again from person to person. So yes, if you practice them on a daily basis, you will find a lot of benefits out of it.
Okay.
Like you'll feel much more relaxed and you'll feel more connected with your own self.
So, will you be able to share any kind of experience? You might have a lot of your uh, I would say
Yes,
customers, or
yes.
maybe any clients or
Right,
anything
right,
might.
right,
Right? So can you share
right.
anything that would be
Yes. So
helpful? Yeah.
correct. So before my every training session, I make my participants sit in silence for 5 minutes and I make them meditate. So usually it's like a full body scan, which I make them do. So
Okay.
over a period of time, of course, the results don't happen immediately. What I've seen, there is a lot of changes in the behavior of my participants. Like after a month's time, they would come to me and say that we feel so confident now. Our memories have also improved. We feel more energetic. So when you do these practices, your overall mindset changes. Like you feel more powerful from within. These are some of the results which my participants have shared with me. That their confidence level has boosted up and they feel more active, alert throughout the day. They feel more powerful. So it's all within. Like you feel those
Right.
changes within, and also you feel such a sense of calmness within that you just don't feel that anger or hurt or any emotion, negative emotion, which used to be there in you. It doesn't impact you anymore, even though the situations are same.
Right. Exactly. True. So, what is one daily ritual? I think you mentioned it earlier as well, but I would like to ask this again. Is there any one daily ritual you personally practice apart from journaling that you mentioned? That is one that is
Yes.
very important.
Right,
But is there
right.
any other thing that you personally practice, or
Yes.
probably recommend others to to stay
Yes.
groundful and mindful every day? Yeah.
Correct. So one daily ritual which I have been practicing for the last almost 10 years is that before starting any important task, before doing any work, I take 3 deep breaths. This is the most
Mhm.
simplest ritual which I think anybody can practice it. It's just that you need to remind yourself, you need to be more aware about it. Or you can even practice it after every single hour. So when you do that, like after every 1 hour, when you just take 3 deep breaths, it really calms down your brain. It releases all your stress. And suppose you're worried about something, you can even release it while you are breathing out. So while breathing in, you can feel that you are inhaling all the positive energy. And while breathing out, you can just imagine and visualize that you are releasing all your stress or negative energy, whatever is bothering you. So this is one thing which I have been practicing. And apart from this, what I can suggest is also that one can sit in silence for at least 10 minutes, or even if not 10, at least 5 minutes a day in the morning. And we can do that full body scan, which again, I usually practice on a daily basis. So these are few things. And of course, there are many more. Once you become aware of things, you automatically you start adopting it. Like you need to be mindful about it.
Right. Yes. You talked about breathing, and I can vouch that basically from my personal experience. I would like to do that. Once, I mean, there has been has been several such occasions in where I mean, we deal with hectic schedule throughout the day and everywhere, and
Correct.
we see a lot of mails bombarded onto us. And once what it happens was that there was one such mail that was very flame mail kind of a thing that happened on my personal mail ID, uh, and we have a habit of tend of reacting immediately, that
Correct.
some has kind of abused you or something over a mail, sending a mail, and then and this is what you shouldn't do basically, because at that point I also felt like responding it, like replying it to him with that long mail and kind of a thing. But then I thought, what's the need? I mean, at the end of the day, it will all be it waste of energy. So I just
Correct.
took three deep breaths, and then probably, and that gave me calmed me down, and then and then I replied very thoughtfully, giving him some answers in a very calm manner, and then that situation was sorted as well. So I think, yeah, I mean, it really helps exactly.
It does, yes, yes. Because your rate of breathing just slows down. So when it slows down, it calms your mind and it helps you to process the next things which you are supposed to do.
Exactly. True. True. So, any final thoughts or message you would like to share with our listeners, particularly who are just starting out in the journey of reconnecting with themselves? Yeah. Any final thoughts?
Right. So I would just tell them to go slow. You know, you need to be gentle and kind with yourself. Sometimes we just want the results immediately, and we end up using
Mhm.
all the practices together, and we literally feel uh,
Mhm.
so overwhelmed, and we don't feel like doing it more. So what you can do is maybe you can take that one step on one single day. Maybe just you can start with journaling today, or after few days you can start with some breathing practices, or even if you spend like 1 minute a day in a mindful state, that is also enough. So what happens is that our body usually gives us signals. We tend to ignore them because we don't listen to them. So we need to be very open with what is happening with us, and we need to go slow and gently take things forward in a way so that we can catch them and we can work on them. Like, you don't need to take that pressure and stress of doing things. Just go slow and pick up any one mindful activity and just be consistent with it.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, Manika, for giving me your time. I think it was a wonderful discussion today about mind and body connection, specifically about the thing that we talked about, journaling. I would go ahead and practice this, and would really recommend my listeners to practice this on the daily life, daily life as well. Thank you so much for those really insightful
Thank,
thoughts and wisdom today. It's been such a eye-opening conversation.
thank you so much. It was a joy sharing this platform with you. I also thoroughly enjoyed sharing my thoughts with you.
Okay, sure. Thank you. To my listeners, so thank you for tuning into this episode. Uh, Remember, your body is always talking to you. All you need to do is listen, start with small steps, and uh, like daily body scans or mindful breathing, and watch how your life will begin to transform. Yeah, thank you. Thank you once again, Manika, for joining into this episode, in this podcast.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Bye bye. Well, to all my listeners, thank you for tuning in to this episode. Remember, your body is always talking to you. All you need to do is listen to your body, to your mind. Start with small steps like daily body scans or mindful breathing, or as you heard in this podcast, journaling. That is very important, my friends. And watch how your life begins to transfer. Uh, and once again, thank you so much for listening to this episode till the end. And thank you, Manika. Do follow Manika Sambhor. Her links are available in the description down below. And now you will need to do three things. First thing is, do subscribe to my podcast and to this channel, because this will give me motivation to bring to you more such good episode and valuable guests. And don't forget to follow Manika Sambhor as well if you really like this episode and want to get connected with her. To so feel free to connect with her on several social media channels as well. And secondly, uh, tell us one thing that you liked and one thing that you disliked about this episode, so that we don't repeat those mistakes in the future episodes. And also, which are the guests you would like to listen again uh, and give you value. And third thing is, please do share this episode to at least one person, because as I mentioned earlier, mental health is such an important topic. uh, I will see you in the next episode. Till then, stay mindful and take care.